Hello gorgeouses, and welcome back to another video. My name is Richmond Reader, and my muggle name is Emily. Today I'm going to be talking about the BookTube Witch-a-thon. This read-a-thon was created and will be hosted by Rhiannon from Crescent Moon Reads. So on this new channel, I have yet to do a week-long read-a-thon. I kind of missed BookTube-a-thon and then Spook-a-thon and a bunch of read-a-thons that everyone was doing for Halloween. Little old amateur me thought I could just pick a handful of books that kind of reminded me of Halloween and then post that as my TBR and read those that month. I don't know why I didn't know this, but Halloween is actually extremely popular for read-a-thons. I keep hitting this patch of sunlight and it's really distracting. I shifted over, but I have a feeling that that sunlight ray is going to follow me. So the Witch-a-thon starts today and ends on Halloween. There are 7 prompts in which I wrote out because my memory is not that great. So I will read the prompts for you now and tell you what books that I'm reading in correlation to that prompt. I also really wanted to see if any books that I myself picked out for my October TBR fit with any of the prompts so that I didn't have to read like 15 books this month, and 2 of them kind of did. Prompt number 1. This time of year is all about preparing for the dark and gathering enough harvest for winter. Read a book that will make you warm and happy. For this one, I really wanted to pick like a contemporary, like a Morgan Madsen type of book, because I still have not read Second Chance Summer by her. But it's Halloween, so I'm not gonna read a book about the summer and not have any like magical creatures or evil or witches or anything in it. So for this pick, I'm gonna pick a book that came out this month that I pre-ordered because I was so excited about it. Broken Things by Lauren Oliver. I'm choosing this book because I think it's gonna be creepy and exactly what I'm in the mood for. This is kind of like a Slender Man retelling, and I just read Mr. Tender's Girl last month and just fell in love with it. It's so good. And this has the same sort of premise where they're obsessed with this story and 2 best friends kill their 3rd best friend. This is gonna be good. Prompt number 2 does not actually involve reading a book. All you have to do is light a candle and read by candlelight, which sounds kind of hazardous to your eyeballs, so I might read by like 20 candlelights? You will see in future vlogs to come. Number 3 involves me pronouncing a word that I've pronounced wrong my whole life. And I have always said Samhain because it looks like Samhain, but Rhiannon pronounced it Samhain, so I'm gonna try for that pronunciation even though I feel like I'm reading a word and pronouncing it hecka wrong. Samhain is more commonly known as Halloween. Pick the horror thriller novel that you've been waiting for the right time to pick up. For this prompt, I really want to read The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware because recently one of my new favorite booktubers, Becca in the Books, talked about this book and said she didn't really like it, but I have really high hopes for this author. I started collecting her books and I think I have 3 and have not read any of them yet. So I've had this book on my bookshelf for a while and I'm finally going to pick it up and I really want to see if I like it. Prompt number 4. The Veil Between Worlds is the thinnest. Read a book with paranormal elements. Finally, a book that pertains to this prompt that was actually on my original TBR, Give the Dark My Love by Beth Revis. I'm about halfway through this book right now and I'm really loving it. It's so freaking cool. I mean, you might look at this book and see the girl on the front cover and be like, what is that? There's actually way more to this book than what you would get from your initial judgments or assumptions just by looking at the cover. So the paranormal elements in this novel are going to be necromancy, you know, raising the dead. There's medicinal alchemy happening where she takes the pain away from people who are suffering from the plague. I'm almost halfway through right now. I'm actually using one of my DIY bookmarkers that I made. Yay! So proud. Link to that video in the description below if you've not yet seen it. So this will be my novel for number 4. My coffee always gets cold by the end of filming, so I'm just like, I love you, coffee, but I ignored you for a half hour. Number 5 is read a book that features your ethnic heritage. So I know I never like came out and said it, but I'm actually white. So if you're gonna boil it down to the simplest possible answer here, I could basically just read a book by a Caucasian author. However, I do think that a book I chose for my original October TBR could fit with this one. I'm about halfway through this one also, 172 Hours on the Moon by Johann Harstad. This book features 3 main characters. One of them is Japanese, in which I am not, but the other 2 are Norwegian and French, and I think I have Scandinavian in my background and probably French also, so I'm just gonna real quick text my mom to make sure and continue reading this book for this prompt. Prompt number 6 is Every Witch Needs a Coven, Buddy Read a Book. Since this is a witch-a-thon, since this prompt actually has witch in the title, I need to read a book about witches. I don't think I've read a book about witches since like 8th grade. Actually, I think it was 7th grade that I read The Witches of Worm by Zilpha something Snyder? Something like that. Also for this prompt, I would like to congratulate Madison Elizabeth for correctly guessing the synonym challenge that Doug left at the end of my last video. You are correct, it was Half Bad by Sally Green. Apologies for not immediately confirming your guess right away. Hashtag element of suspense. Not really, you knew you were right. And why is this my buddy read, and who am I gonna buddy read it with? This is actually my fiance Doug's copy. My copy, which is a hardcover copy, and I think I have the sequel, well, they're in Pennsylvania at my mom's house. I originally picked up a copy of this book because of Ben over at, well, he used to be called Benjamin of Tomes, but now he just changed it to his name. I think his last name is pronounced Alderson? I think Ben is one of the most entertaining booktubers that I've come across, and he really likes his witchy books. So he really loved this book like 6 years ago when he read it. Then I picked up a copy to try it for myself. So when Doug gets home from work today, I will ask him if he wants to read this book with me, because I didn't even mention it yet. And lastly, prompt number 7 is to read the book that Rhiannon picked for us all to read during the Witch-a-thon, and that is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by, I don't remember. However, I really don't have any money at all to buy any more books this month, because I'm like, broke. I do promise to do all of the prompts except number 7, so I hope the Witch-a-thoners don't hate me too much. And these are all the books that I talked about in this video. I will definitely leave the Goodreads links down below for all of these novels in case you want to further inquire about what they're about and see if you want to read them too. Did I mention that the Witch-a-thon starts today on the 24th and ends on the 31st? I think I did, but I'm just going to throw it back in there again. Just to further remind myself that I'm going to read 5 books in a week. Technically, I'm finishing 2 and reading 3, so that makes me feel a little bit better. At least I got sort of a head start. That is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments below if you are participating in the Witch-a-thon too. Like I said before, booktube is my life. Chipotle is my life. Sometimes at night when I can't sleep, like last night, I just laid down and I was watching Vine and TikTok compilations. People are always like, follow me in all of my social media links down below, and I'm like, I don't use any of those. I use Goodreads, link below, and YouTube, which you're here already. And I do use Facebook, but that's a little bit personal. I don't know if I'm quite ready for people to see my life over the years since 2009. Nope. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you next time with another video.